Thank you, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the heart of Texas, NRG Stadium in Houston. They do it big here in Houston, and a second ago it was a Texas-sized welcome for their hometown guys. They're fired up and ready to go as they get set to match up with the Buffalo Bills. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. And bulldozing his way through. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A big one there for the Texans, 18 yards.
It should go without saying that anytime you run the football well and gain a nice chunk of yardage, that means the offensive line did their job and did it really well. But let's give them a little more credit than that. Because all week long, offensive line meetings, they're going over adjustments, counters, when line shifts, all those things that go along with it. And yet, you still have to be physical. And that's what they did on the first play.
The hook up on the right side to Hopkins. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
One thing we do know, he's going to get his catches. So as they move forward defensively, got to continue to focus on not giving up the big play when he does catch the ball in the secondary.
So second in inches after that first down completion went just shy of the marker. Now a first carry for Lamar Miller. They'll lose a yard, and it brings up third.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Third and 2, Watson. And he's got the completion to Hopkins. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now a play fake here on first down. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Jerry Hughes in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. On second down, here's Watson. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up third down.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Third and long, it's Watson. Found his target, it's Anderson. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What did the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open, he finds a way to pick up a first down.
They'll try and run for it with Miller. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
One man in the backfield, that's Miller, 2nd and goal. Here's Watson now on 2nd down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Vontae Davis able to get a hand in and knock that away.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Now Watson on 3rd and goal. He can, and it's a touchdown. Deshaun Watson with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Texans take it all the way down the field and score on the opening drive. A long opening drive, but a very successful opening drive. We call that methodical, I guess, when it takes that many plays.
Methodical and almost like a boxing match where you're hitting them with body blows. They can withstand them here. Look, they gave up the touchdown, but you don't feel like a knockout is there. But they keep doing that in the 4th quarter, that's when the knockout occurs.
And it becomes tough for that defense if they're on the field that long. We'll see if they can continue that in future drives. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Escaping the pressure right. And he slides to avoid the hit. He'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Sean McCoy. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. J.J. Watt, the one that gets him down.
J.J. Watt makes another tackle there, and it's for a minimal gain. And let's face it, if that's all you're going to get running the ball, you're not going to have much success against him and his team.
Or, yeah, you better find a way to go around J.J. Watt, which isn't easy to do.
It's really not, because you got to try everything. Can you go around him? Can you go by him? Can you influence him to get him out of position so maybe you can wall him off? He's a really sharp, intelligent player, as well as a physical specimen.
Wide open receiver complete. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. This give is to McCoy. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. We've become so accustomed to it, you sort of take it for granted.
You really do, but he is so good that every team in his division, every year, is trying to make sure they draft people charged with trying to block J.J. Watt. So far, hasn't been too successful.
Hurry up, here we go.
Now Allen throwing on 2nd down. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 9, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
And defensively going with a dime set. 6 DBs on 3rd and 4. Now flags will come in. I think this one's going to be on the defense for jumping. A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Here's a 1st and 10 now after they successfully drew them off sides. They go play action here on 1st down. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that 1st down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
Allen again here on 2nd and 10. He's got a man. It's Corey Coleman. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. First trip to the red zone for the Bills. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now a 1st down carry here for McCoy. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the 1st quarter of play. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. 2nd quarter about to get underway with the Bills in possession. They've got a 2nd down and 8 to start things out. They'll go again to McCoy. They stopped after only a yard, taking it down to the 14.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
So now at 3rd and 7, and defensively, it's a dime look, 6 DBs. Throwing is Allen on 3rd. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
And Hauschka's kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, partner, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. So I just wonder, are they going to recycle those plays because they were successful in getting 3? Or do you go to another section of the playbook trying to find ones that get you into the end zone, get you 6?
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back onto the field. They had the touchdown on the opening drive of the ball game. It was countered by just a field goal. So, hey, if your guys can do that for 4 quarters, you're in good shape.
Yeah, it is a team game, so that's just good complementary football. But, you know, I know I'm no brainiac, but you trade 6s for 3s, things are going to work out in your favor.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. So they took a shot on 1st down, but couldn't connect. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. On 2nd and 10, Watson. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs. On first down, Watson. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again is Watson. The attempt on the dive, and he has it. What a catch. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 39-yard line. Watson hands this to Foreman, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. You mentioned very early on the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They really haven't been able to do that, though, in the first half.
So that means what in halftime? Adjustments time, right? Figure out what they are, figure out the things that they really want to accomplish, and who to run behind. Which are your better blockers? Find those guys and get in that direction.
They run again with Foreman. And again, he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Detroit! Detroit! Here we go now.
So after the INT, it's Allen. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. That goes for a gain of 31.
That was an excellent read right there. Saw cover 1. That means it's just a single high safety. So you know if you throw the ball to the outside part of the field, help is going to be a little bit late getting there. And he puts one out there for a big-time completion.
They'll pitch it out to McCoy. And the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! Green 39! Green 39!
Allen looks to throw on 2nd down. They're going over the middle here to Curley. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to Houston after this timeout. So now 3rd and 10, a big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Hurry up, here we go. Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Allen from the gun on 3rd down. He'll let it go deep for Curley. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Texans offense now, they get set to head back on the field here. A tale of two extremes already in this game. A touchdown pass on their opening drive followed by an interception last time out.
Now, it sounds like things balance out, right? What's that mythological thing that we do? If you have a candy bar, have a diet soda with it, and it balances it out. And we know that's not really true, right? Because the interception, that sting lingers a little bit longer. Got to come out now and put together some nice plays.
Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Back to the air, Watson on 2nd down. Looking for his running back, and he's got him. And he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down. The last play on the completion got them half of what they needed. Now here's a tough 3rd and 5.
Richmond. Back 22.
Play action from Miller. Now Watson being chased out left. Now he's going to go deep down the left. And got his man complete. A huge play there for Houston. 49 yards.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 5 on the keeper. It's 2nd down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
After the run, Watson gonna throw. And he's gonna go down. He's sacked back at the 24. And now maybe they want some extra time to talk about this 3rd and long play as we'll get a timeout. As they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Gonna need something special here on 3rd and long. After that sack, what does Watson have in his arsenal? From the gun, here's Watson. And they do get him down, but not before he reaches the 4-yard line. And now before this first down play, we're going to get a timeout here, as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Out of the gun, Watson. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Kiki QT in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans will extend their lead.
That's one of the better examples of clock management I've seen. Whittled it all the way down just about and still put the ball in the end zone.
Well, just a methodical drive and something really to take into the lockers here. The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 8. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Here's Taiwan Jones on the return. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Back onto the field now comes the Bills offense. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And incomplete on the deep ball. So we've come upon halftime here in Houston, and it's the home team, the Texans, leading this one. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports halftime report. Take it away, Coach. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. And now running right through it. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Out come the Bills now as they'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works.
Hurry up, here we go. Blue landing.
Again, it's McCoy. And he'll do a nice job here just to fight his way back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. The Bills on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4.
Watch it now, Barney. Now let's go.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. Gets it to Benjamin. It's caught. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 8 yards on the pickup there, and it moves the sticks. Allen off the play fake. And nearly picked off there, and it would have been a great time for their first pick. Instead, it's 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made. And that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now, the question is, can this offense step up and make that play? Because that's been an issue for them in this game. Allen will try again on 2nd down. The left side completion to Jones. Able to corral him right at the midfield stripe following that sparkling display of footwork we saw. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. The Bills on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 3.
Now let's go. Detroit! Detroit!
They'll try and run for it with McCoy. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Here's Colton Schmidt now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over at the 20. Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Now, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Again, it's Foreman. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. To throw on third down, Watson. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete. Here's Shane Leckler now, as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Here's Jones. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. And now out come the Bills.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
Throwing deep here for Coleman. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. So the first interception of his career under center, and you knew it was going to happen sooner or later.
It has to. And I know he feels like the world is just tumbling down at this moment, but there's got to be some veteran somewhere, some mentor that's going to tell him, hang in there, my man. Plenty more to come. Keep firing.
After the interception, here's Watson going deep for Hopkins. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, second down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Watson. Now they go screen. It's complete. Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's 3rd down. So nothing there on the screen that time.
That means all that great acting they tried on offense went for naught, didn't it? Because you have to try and influence them. Make them think that you're doing something else. Make them think that they can get to the passer by letting them by and then setting up the screen and getting downfield. Didn't happen at all. Give a lot of credit to the defense for not tumbling to that one.
Watson now on 3rd down. Escapes the sack. But in the end, the pressure too great, and he goes down. Jerry Hughes in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year. Here's Shane Leckler now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his 1st. Jones on the return. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Bills getting set to go. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, A lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give him a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Jones. And he's brought down after a good gain. That one goes for 24 yards. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
Hurry up, here we go. Green, 39. Hot.
Allen now on 1st down. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The intended target was Corey Coleman, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Back to the air on 2nd down. It's Allen. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. A good pickup there, a 22.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Boom! Hot.
On 1st down, Allen. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
But it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to account for.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Over! Set! Green, 39! Green, 39! Hot.
And again, it's Allen. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. And remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the tuck rule that they can fall back on anymore.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney! Now let's go! Hot.
Now Allen again. And this is going to be incomplete. Covers that time by Aaron Colvin.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
One score down. Here we go.
Patriot.
They're going to go for it here on 4th down.
Here we go now! 319! 319! Hot.
One final try here for Allen. And no, it's incomplete. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And this Texans defense stands tall. Though certainly not the way that they were hoping that possession would end, failing to convert on 4th.
And now they've got to make sure that they keep their poise, they keep their confidence. Just because it didn't work once doesn't mean if they get that same situation later that they shouldn't go for it again. The defense feels great, but the offense, they can't be despondent.
No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
Where Brandon Pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage, they've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech.
And this is why the head coach gets paid the big bucks. Look at where they are in this situation, partner. Do you throw the ball here in a long-distance situation? Do you run it again and trust your defense and make sure you take care of the ball and punt it away? What kind of options do you have here, and what do you trust more on your team?
Yeah, they may have just pushed him back into that throwing situation. We'll see. Not much room here as he only gets it to about the 30. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down. Here's Shane Leckler now as he's on to punt for Houston. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. This will be fielded at the 17. So a change of possession here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's Allen. The throw to the left side, caught by Coleman. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. Corey Coleman, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And his guys now just a 2-point conversion away from tying us up. All right, now a big 2-point conversion attempt still to come. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? With that penalty, they only need 1 yard for the 2-point conversion.
And that can make all the difference trying to get those 2 points, right? Inches count down here in short territory. Maybe now they can get the 2 points that they want a lot easier.
So now an important conversion attempt here as the Bills line up to go for 2.
All right, here we go. Green, 39. Green.
They're going to try and run for it. And he'll get into the end zone as the 2-point conversion is successful. Set to go now with the kickoff. These two teams all even again as we continue in this wild 4th quarter. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman. He takes this from the 30 to the 34.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down. Here's Foreman. Powers through him, and he'll get up to the 43-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there. I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll take it across midfield and into Buffalo territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on 2nd and short. On 2nd down, here's Miller. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. They'll run it again with Miller. And he might have got this across midfield, not by much. They'll mark it down at the 49. Give him a couple on the run as it brings up a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position, because this is almost like no man's land. Might hurt your punter because there might not be enough space, maybe too far for your field goal kicker. I'm like the old rule. Possession is 9/10 of the law. Possession is 9/10 of winning the game. Go for it. Get the first down. Close it out.
Time for a break. We'll come back and see how it all shakes out after this. Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. A carry for Foreman, and he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Tackle made there by Matt Milano. Boy, an incredibly aggressive move to go for it there. Game tied 4th quarter. You got to be surprised.
I am, and I know that we're in a new era of football where we look at the analytics sometimes, and a lot of time the analytics tell you to go for it, right? But do the analytics take into account game situation, where we are, all those things? In this situation, I thought it was an incredibly aggressive play.
It didn't work out, and again, tie game 4th quarter makes this thing a little bit more interesting. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. 11 yards and a Buffalo 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch.
Now let's go.
A give to McCoy. And he's going to be brought down at about the 33-yard line. Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. Carry now for McCoy. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back. Those are the ones you focus on and want to take away, and they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
And now the Texans want to call another timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the sideline celebrates as they have taken the lead in the final minute. All right, so time to reset here. It's a huge kick there, gives them the lead, but they've got to be careful that their celebrations aren't a little too premature.
You're exactly right about that, because there still is time for the other guys to run a few plays and get into field goal position. So this defense is going to need to come up with one final stop if they're going to get out of here with a victory.
Now the Texans offense, they head back out to do battle here. They're only in need of a field goal, a decent amount of time on the clock. So tell me if I'm wrong, you don't have to be too panicked here.
No, not at all. I agree with you. And this is where your preparation and your confidence comes into play. They've worked on these situations.
They practice this all the time.
They practice it all the time. They know what they want to get done. And in a lot of cases, the great competitors, they love this situation. They think they can go ahead and get it done.
They practiced it. We'll see if practice makes perfect. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Tiger. Come back.
They'll look to throw. And he'll find QT on the right side complete. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the first down, but I thought that was the key.
The Texans on third down. They've converted 6 times and could use a 7th here. This time they face a 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Found his target. It's Anderson. And getting this just shy of midfield. They'll spot it at the 49. 15 yards. The Texans pick up the first down.
Hey, you got your first down. Get up to the line of scrimmage and spike it.
And now the Bills are going to stop it as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. He'll look to throw. And Anderson's got it. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first. Watson trying to get his guys moving. Well, I'm no coach, but there's just not time right now for throws that short.
Yeah, sometimes you can't just take what the defense gives you. As Coach Madden likes to say, sometimes you have to take what you want.
And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. With 1 second to go, this to send us to overtime. And his kick here is good. It's a little teaching moment here. Overtime rules. Remind us how this goes, partner.
Okay, so in the past, we had sudden death. First team to score wins, but no longer. Now, if the team receives the ball, scores a touchdown, they win the game. If they kick a field goal, though, or don't score, the other team gets a possession. And after both teams get a possession, then we're into sudden death. First team to score wins the game.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They're set for their first drive here in overtime, and this is where the crowd can really become a factor.
They've had to battle it all day, but I know what you're saying. In overtime, that gets doubled, doesn't it? At least, because now the crowd really wants to be involved and help their team, and that first drive can dictate the whole thing because they know if this team takes it downfield and scores a touchdown, it's game over.
It's been loud in here so far. They'll start on the ground with McCoy. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
And certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. First throw of overtime for Allen. Benjamin with it over the middle. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 15 yards that time, and a Buffalo first. Here's Allen on 1st and 10. Caught on the left side by Benjamin. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 23 yards on the play. Offensively, back-to-back really nice plays. This defense, they've got 2 timeouts, maybe should burn one.
Yeah, when you get back-to-back explosive plays, to me, anything over 10 yards, I don't care if it's a run or a pass, I count it as an explosive play. That sets your defense back on its heels. A timeout here would be a good idea and try and get themselves settled because we're in OT. This is big time.
First down, and they're going to throw with Allen. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Robert Ayers in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Two minutes to go here in overtime. We'll be back after this. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17.
Here we go. Punt. Watch it now, Barney.
On second down, it's McCoy. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. They get 6 yards back on the run, but still have a 3rd and long situation forthcoming. Charles, I think sometimes maybe we take LaShawn McCoy for granted. Been in the league since 2009. He's played 12 or more games every season as a running back. 30 years old this year. What do you see for his future?
I still see a very bright future for him, and you're exactly right. We do kind of take him for granted. Remember, he was with Philadelphia. Then he goes to Buffalo, and Buffalo goes through the playoff drought before last season. And the Eagles, they win a Super Bowl without him. So, yeah, we forget just how special he is. But I do think with his running style, he's got many more seasons left.
This is Coleman with a grab. They showed off a nice juke of the defender before the next wave could bring him down. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down. A pressure spot now for a guy who's been here before, and that's Stephen Hauschka. This to at least get him a lead here in overtime. And Hauschka's kick is good. And the Bills have taken the lead. Now remember, this one is not over. But with the time running short here in this overtime, that could very well be the game winner.
Yeah, remember now, the other team does get a possession. But when the clock runs out, that's it. So that was a well-calculated drive to use up the majority of the clock and leave your opponent with little to no time left.
And now out comes Houston. The field goal would push it to sudden death. We just saw the field goal on the other end, but I don't think they are thinking field goal. At least not to start this drive. They're not thinking field goal.
Not at all, because your point is well taken. Yeah, kick the field goal, you push it to sudden death, but you're also kicking off and giving the other team the ball with a chance to kick a field goal and beat you. Get the touchdown, finish the game off. That has to be the mindset.
To throw is Watson, going deep for Hopkins. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Phillip Gaines there defensively.
You got to remember, because now that we're in overtime, mistakes get magnified. So you got to walk that line between being aggressive and being careful, because that was a dangerous throw right there. You obviously could not have an interception in this spot.
And nearly was an interception. He's lucky to get that one back. Back to the air, Watson on second down. And his pass incomplete. The 2 straight incompletions, and now you got a situation. You're down 3, so obviously you have 2 more downs to pick up the first. Back to the air on 3rd, I assume.
I would assume, but you also have to think to yourself, they got to pick up a first, right? They know they're down 3. They have to match, otherwise this game is over. Maybe they approach it as 2 downs to pick up the first down. You decide to run a draw or some type of a screen, something to try and pick up yardage and make it a manageable 4th down. That could be the call coming.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. Well, what was the term that you just used a minute ago?
Well, especially in overtime, mistakes get magnified. So it's time for us to get our microscopes out, right? I mean, take a look at what's going on out there. That was very close to being a crucial play.
Yeah, got to look that ball in, didn't, and it hit the ground. And here's your ball game, down 3 in overtime, but they're going for this thing on 4th down.
Come back, come back.
They will indeed snap it to Watson. And this is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Bills are going to take over in excellent field position. We were just treated to an absolute dandy in this one. A great finish in overtime with a long field goal. Everybody, including us, on the edge of their seats. Quite a game.
And it's rare that you get a game into overtime that it doesn't turn out to be a dandy, right? That's what we saw here. And just what you were talking about, a long field goal to win it. So definitely not a gimme. So there was tension all the way through until the ball went through the post.
But it did go through the post. Ice water was in his veins. So for Buffalo, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on the year. And they'll have another road date next week with the Indianapolis Colts. Meanwhile, for the Texans, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll be on the road next week as they get a date with the Jaguars in Jacksonville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.